22-year-old, 7'4", 305 pounds Zach Edey is having a very impressive rookie year. You look at his numbers, 9.7 points, 7.4 rebounds per game, 58% from the field. Nothing crazy. It's not going to knock your socks off. But the thing about Zach Edey is he makes the Grizzlies better when he's on the floor, especially with the starters. Now, something to knock your socks off. How about that dunk on Victor Wembanyama yesterday? You love to see that aggressiveness and ferocity from Edey when he gets it down low. But now it's time to showcase the main point of this video. I want to show you this lineup that has been dominating for the Grizzlies, but unfortunately, they haven't played nearly enough minutes where you can put them up against the Boston Celtics starting five and the OKC Thunder starting five and be like, oh, they've been a more productive lineup, because the Boston Celtics and OKC, they've been healthy and they played a lot more minutes, so the sample size is more legit. With the Grizzlies, you got 76 minutes with this group, only 8 games, but Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey, in those minutes, 143.3 offensive rating, 105.2 defensive rating, 38.1 net rating. To put that into perspective, I filtered on NBA.com the best lineups over 200 minutes. And the first one, of course, is Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, the Celtics. And they have a 20.8 net rating. OKC Thunder, Shea, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Kaysen Wallace, and then Isaiah Hartenstein, 17.6 net rating. I mean, my goodness. And it turns out I filtered a little less minutes, over 50 minutes, and the only lineup that's better than them is the Clippers lineup of James Harden, Norman Powell, Chris Dunn, Zoo, and Amir Coffey, and they have a 41.6 net rating. This lineup is something special, clearly, and I can't wait to see how it keeps performing when they get more and more minutes. But the question is, can they stay healthy so we can see a bigger sample size? And one thing that is clear about Zach Edey, watching him play with the Grizzlies, is that when he's on the court, the Grizzlies are a better defense. He passes the eye test in that category, and he also helps in terms of rebounding, especially offensively. And not only does the eye test back that up, but of course the advanced numbers. This is truly the Zach Edey effect. So I'm here on NBA.com, got the Memphis Grizzlies team up, got their lineups up, and I filtered over 15 minutes. And it turns out Zach Edey is a part of the top 2 groups in terms of net rating. And look at the defensive rating. We already went over the first lineup, 105.2 defensive rating. Of course, that is the starters. And then we got Luke Kennard, Aldama, LaRavia, Edey, and Jalen Wells, 129.2 offensive rating, 93.9 defensive rating, 35.3 net rating. Now we go all the way down to the next lineup. So the last lineup I mentioned, 23 minutes for them. And then we got 34 minutes here. Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant, Aldama, Edey, and Jalen Wells. 118.9 offensive rating, and once again, 93.3 defensive rating. Absolutely insane. And then we go to the next lineup. Look at this, 92.7 defensive rating. What we can take from this little lesson is when Zach Edey's on the floor, the Memphis Grizzlies defense is very, very good. And then on top of that, when you put him next to Jalen Wells, you put him next to Jaren Jackson Jr., I mean, you're setting yourself up for having one of the best defenses in the NBA. And then offensively, every now and again, you're seeing the Purdue version of Zach Edey a little more and more, but he's a work in progress on that end of the floor, especially since he's been so used to being the guy offensively all throughout his NBA career. It's a tough transition. You can tell early on it was kind of affecting him. It turns out on his hook shot this year, he's shooting 49%. Not bad. But listen to this. The last 15 games, as he's gotten more comfortable in the NBA, more in a rhythm, understanding his role and things like that, he's shooting 66.7% on that hook shot. So it seems like it's getting more consistent And you're starting to see the Purdue version of Zach Edey a little more offensively, and his teammates understand when to give him the basketball more and more. Early in the season, you can tell from both sides, it took some getting used to. But now they're understanding this dude is a massive freak. He's got nice touch. We're going to feed him the rock. We're going to look for him as well. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts below.